for the fans. The glory for the pinstripes.
What happens when a decision behind closed doors could change the fate of our season? An inside source just revealed a plan that's about to shake up the roster, and you need to know what it means for our title run. Don't miss a thing. Subscribe now and hit the notifications bell. What's up, Yanks Nation? Welcome back to the channel. Baseball fans love a hero, but they also love a villain. And sometimes in New York, the same player can be both depending on the inning. That's the paradox of playing under the bright lights of Yankee Stadium. One moment you're a future legend, the next you're fighting for your spot in the lineup. But first, if you love staying on top of all things New York Yankees, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. This is a stage where the pressure doesn't just test your swing, it tests your very identity. The roar of the crowd can fuel you, but the boos, they can crush you unless you learn how to turn them into fire. And that's exactly the crossroads our shortstop, Anthony Volpe, finds himself at right now. The numbers tell a story more painful than any headline. Volpe hasn't reached base in 25 straight plate appearances, a drought that feels endless in a market that dissects every single at-bat. For most players, a slump is just part of the grind. But for a Yankee shortstop, it's a crisis. He's not just missing hits, he's watching his role slip away with every strikeout. And as the team racks up wins without his contribution, the question gets louder. How much longer can New York afford to wait? It wasn't supposed to be this way. Just one season ago, Volpe was the kid with a gold glove and a future that looked brighter than the stadium lights. His glove was sharp, his energy was infectious, and his presence symbolized the next Yankees chapter. But regression has a cruel way of rewriting narratives. Suddenly his defense looks shaky, his bat looks heavy, and the whispers about Jose Caballero taking over his role aren't whispers anymore. They're real conversations in the dugout and behind the scenes. And then came the voice that matters most, Aaron Judge. The face of the franchise, the captain who knows what it's like to carry impossible expectations, finally broke the silence. His message was as raw as it was simple. Adversity will either break you or build you. Judge wasn't offering sympathy. He was laying down a challenge. For Volpe, those words cut deeper than any boo, because when your captain tells you to use the pain as motivation, you're left with only two choices: rise or fade away. Judge's words might sound inspiring, but living them is a different battle. Volpe has already been given time to reset, and instead of bouncing back, he's returned in worse shape. The patience of the fan base, and perhaps the front office, is wearing thin. We are witnessing a defining moment in the career of a young man who carries the weight of number 11, a storied number, on his back. The question is no longer if he can find his groove, but if he'll even get the chance to do it while wearing the pinstripes. Volpe's situation deepens when you look at the strategic implications for the Bronx Bombers, especially with the postseason looming. Every game counts, and carrying an automatic out at the bottom of the lineup is a luxury this team cannot afford. While Judge, Soto, and Stanton continue to terrorize opposing pitchers, the lack of production from the shortstop position becomes more and more glaring. The front office, led by Brian Cashman, is facing a classic dilemma: loyalty to a young talent's development versus the immediate cutthroat need to win now. Sending Volpe down to AAA in Scranton Wilkes Barre to work on his mechanics away from the New York spotlight is an option. It could save his confidence in the long run, but it weakens the big league roster in the short term unless they fully believe Jose Caballero is ready to take over. Caballero has been tearing it up in the minors, batting over 300 with solid defense. But the jump to the MLB, especially under the pressure of a title run, is a monumental gamble. The evil empire wasn't built on sentimentality. Tough decisions are the hallmark of this franchise. Remember how they handled Gary Sanchez, or even the transition from Derek Jeter, who had his own early career struggles. Yankees history is filled with young stars who were tested by the fire of the Bronx. Some, like Jeter, became legends. Others faded under the pressure. Aaron Judge's intervention is significant. He isn't just a captain, he's the conscience of the clubhouse. By challenging Volpe publicly, he's essentially forcing the issue, compelling both the player and the organization to confront it head on. This isn't about showing up a teammate, it's about upholding a standard, the Yankee standard. You either meet that standard or you make way for someone who will. This moment is bigger than a simple slump. It's a test of character for Anthony Volpe and a test of strategy for the Yankees leadership. Bottom line, Anthony Volpe's crisis at the plate has become the focal point for a team with World Series aspirations. Patience is running out, and the statement from Captain Aaron Judge served as an ultimatum. The Yankees front office has to decide whether to keep investing in his development at the highest level or make a ruthless change to solidify the lineup for the stretch run. Now I want to hear from you, Yanks Nation and the Bleacher Creatures. What should be the Yankees' next move with Anthony Volpe? Should they send him down to AAA to reset, or do they have to keep him in the lineup and hope he plays through it? Drop your comments below. For the inside scoop and the fastest analysis on the Pinstripers, make sure you're subscribed with notifications on. I bring you the facts, no nonsense, straight from the source.